All right, we back on our NBA Talk grind. Like I said, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All links in the description. I'm going to start it up pretty soon and start dropping stuff on there. I definitely appreciate everybody for rocking out with us, and a lot of subscribers and people that just follow and peek in on the Boxing Clinic and more. Don't know I actually talk more than boxing. You know, boxing has been heavy right now. I've been saying that for the last couple of days. With the NBA playoffs and NFL draft coming, like I said, there's going to be a lot of draft and NBA talk coming, especially a lot of draft talk today on Wednesday and going into Thursday. So we doing our thing. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfed, if I didn't introduce myself already. And this ain't going to be a popular video, but I believe that LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, you know, you can say they get all the assists and all that stuff, but I really think they're detrimental to other players' careers. They don't help players blossom and grow and fulfill their potential. You know, I thought for a while that LeBron, you know, made other people better, but, you know, he hampers them. We know Russell Westbrook isn't a true point guard, and LeBron is seen as a point forward, you know. He's in the mode of what Grant Hill was when he was going to be with the Detroit Pistons, you know, before he injured his ankle. A lot of people don't remember young Grant, but it mirrored a lot of LeBron and the athletic ability and some of the traits they had to go get triple doubles and do some effective things. And Westbrook is one of my favorite players. Very competitive. You got the Mamba juice. He's nasty. He's a killer. He's an assassin. But they hurt players, man. You know, the proof's in the pudding. You know, I understand that Wade was older in Miami, but Wade still has something to offer. And, you know, they had a hard time forming some camaraderie in Miami. And he hurt Dwayne Wade, and Wade had to take a back seat because LeBron is so ball dominant. LeBron needs the ball. He has no ability to play off the ball. And that hurts guys. You know, it hurt Chris Bosh's career. Chris Bosh's career went in a shitter when he went to Miami to play with LeBron. He sacrificed and became the dirty work guy. You know, same with Kevin Love. He hurt Kevin Love. Same with Kyrie. This is the reason why Kyrie busted out of Cleveland, because Kyrie wasn't going to be the point guard that he needed to be and player that he needed to be in Cleveland, because LeBron, he had to share the ball with LeBron so much. LeBron didn't want to trust him with running the team and didn't want the fate of his career in Kyrie's hands. And so Kyrie got the fuck on. You know, then he going to say after Kyrie left, I was ready to give him the keys to the car. No, you wasn't. LeBron is one of the most one-dimensional offensive ball-dominant guys I've ever seen. You know, even Jordan let Pippen shine for a minute. He let Kerr shine, John Paxson, B.J. Armstrong, Tony Kukoc. You know, he was able to play without the ball a little bit. He was able to post up, make passes out the post. You know, he was able to come off screens, and he was able to let somebody else control the fate and control the floor of the offense sometimes. He didn't need the ball 24/7. LeBron, he needs to dictate everything, and that's why players' careers continue to crumble. You know, people say LeBron got to do all this. He got to do rebounds and assists. Yeah, because he don't let nobody else control the flow of the game or control the ball for a long time. He wants to get that assist. He wants to get the rebound. He wants to be a part of every scoring point, every positive thing that happens on the court for his team. When sometimes you got to step back and know when to step in and go for the kill. He don't know how to do that. He needs the ball. He needs the ball, and that's not a great trait. He's one-dimensional. He not coming off no screens. He ain't posting up. He ain't cutting. He ain't backdooring. He ain't doing none of that. He the one that's facilitating everything. Everything. And that's why Kevin Love can't grow. That's why Kyrie didn't grow. That's why Wade had to step back. That's why Bosh never really grew. And like I said, he's more closer to Iverson as far as being, you know, so one-dimensional and ball-heavy dominant that, you know, he gonna flow to sink. You know, he gonna flow to sink. And Allen Iverson was one of my favorite players of all time. But LeBron is closer to Allen Iverson. People say, well, Iverson didn't have a lot of talent on 76er team because Iverson was ball dominant. He wanted the ball. The offense, you know, it revolved around him. The same thing was with LeBron James. Same thing he going to. He can't trust nobody else with the ball to make a play. And for Westbrook, for him, you know, I don't know what it is, man. You know, maybe Victor Oladipo dying in Oklahoma City Thunder and the Pacers getting a steal for him. May it be Carmelo Anthony dying over there. May it be Kevin Durant tired of fighting and struggling for shots with him. You know, I think just James Harden left naturally. But Harden was really replacing him being the backup point guard for the Thunder. So, early in games, they really never, played together like that early in games. But they made it work when they was in the game together later in games. But because Harden was the point guard in Oklahoma City. People forget that. People act like he was just a point guard when D'Antoni got to Houston. But for Oklahoma City Thunder and Russ, I said a long time ago, Russell Westbrook as the point guard, as he's playing now, he had never won a championship being the primary ball handler for a team. And people laugh, but they ain't laughing now. They saying, oh, yeah, you right. Yeah, I know ball. Basketball was one of my first loves in sports, dog. So it ain't too much shit you can tell me about basketball that I don't know. And for Russell Westbrook, dog, he going to have to look at himself hard in the mirror this year and say, okay, I'm getting triple-doubles, but if my triple-doubles having an impact and making people's game better, am I able to fall back and let Paul George do his thing and get Paul George hot, get Carmelo hot, get Steven Adams some oops, and then pick and choose when I got to come in and be the killer Russ? And that's the same thing that happened to Chauncey Billups early in his career. When he was with Boston, Minnesota, bouncing around the league, he didn't really know how to, run a team, even though Westbrook was way more talented than Billups was at that point. But when Larry Brown got into Chauncey Billups' life in Detroit, he turned him around. He showed Chauncey when to run the team, when to get Rip hot, when to get Ben a touch, when to get Rasheed a touch, or Corliss Williamson, when to get them rolling, and when he needed to step in and be aggressive and score points, when he needed to facilitate, get steal, or get assists and do all that. Westbrook got to cut the stat stuff and down, same as LeBron. He got to know where Paul George like to get the ball, how to keep Paul George happy. They got to run the offense. And I think part of both of them, hurting guys' career is not having an alpha male as a head coach, not having a Pat Riley, not having a Popovich, a Phil Jackson to tell them when to slow it down, little homie, when to get guys involved. Both of them have flimsy head coaches, and Tyronn Lue and Billy Donovan. They not alpha males enough to snatch those guys up and tell them, like, look here, this is the offense that we running. This is the system we running. We need to get Paul high here. We need to get Melo high here. We need to get Love a look. It's all determined. The offense is all predicated through LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. They are the superstars, and it's a superstar-driven league. And until, somebody really shakes them up or they lose their athletic ability and able to see the game through a different lens, it ain't going to change. They going to continue to come up short. They going to continue to have teammates that don't want to play with them. They want to be traded away. And playoff P, he about to be playoff packing my bags P going to L.A. He not going to stay with Russell Westbrook and continue to have his numbers hurting and playing the backseat to him. He about to go somewhere where he can be that nigga, man. And I'm just keeping it real. And the same thing for Carmelo. They don't have an offensive system that's set in stone because these guys are the system and they make and break the system and they above the law in their respective cities. So y'all know what it is. It's TBC and more. Let me know what y'all think. We gone.